Hello friends, today we're going to try something new. Now, you might have heard of weird combinations, but we're going to be trying basil and bananas. We're making basil banana bread today because I heard that pesto and bananas go well together. So as a result, I'm going to try these in a banana bread, which I don't know if it's been done before. We'll see if it works out, and if it doesn't, you can learn from my mistakes. Let's give it a go. Now I'm using an already modified banana bread recipe. It's going to be flour, baking soda, butter, eggs, and then the bananas. I took out brown sugar because I thought it'd be better to make this a more savory banana bread. There's already a lot of sugar in these. These are bananas that I've had in my freezer, and they were already overripe at the time I put them in, and then now they've come out, so they have this kind of banana syrup around the bottom there. And then, of course, my little tube of basil to make it easy on myself. But before we do anything else, we gotta start our oven at 350. Now, I did start already, but it's going to be 2 cups of flour. We have a cup of flour in there, and then we have another cup here. I finished off a bag, so I had to add more. And then it is 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's our dry ingredients, so we'll mix those up. All right, so since this is a modified recipe, the wet ingredients go next. Anyway, we're putting basil in there. Now, longtime viewers of this channel will know that you gotta be careful with spices, and basil could be considered a spice. So what I did is I put a little bit in the other end of my little teaspoon thing, and I'm gonna give it a taste. It's actually a little bit salty. There is unrefined sea salt in here, but it does have a kind of mild basil flavor. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put about a tablespoon of this in there. All right, so we have our tablespoon of the basil paste. We have our bananas, and they're going to go in there. I know they don't look appetizing, but I promise it will be nice that they are a bit overripe, because that's... And I just dropped an egg on my floor. Perfect. All right, so we actually ended up putting in another egg that we didn't drop on the floor this time. And I added another 1/2 cup of flour because I had taken the 1/2 cup of brown sugar out of the recipe, so I figured that we need another 1/2 cup of dry ingredients. I saw after mixing it up the first time it wasn't the right consistency, and now it's about, well, that consistency. It's kind of thick, pasty, gloppy, I don't know what you want to call it, but we're going to give it a try. I'm going to put that in here and then put it in the oven for about 1/2 hour and check it after that. And here you have it. Here is what it looks like fresh out of the oven. You can see that the sides have pulled away a bit from the edge of the pan. That's a good sign, and I checked it with a toothpick a couple times. I ended up putting foil on top of it to try and keep the top from catching, and then putting it back in for another about 10 minutes. So all told, I ended up baking this for about 75 minutes. And here's what it looks like up close with a piece cut out. Doesn't that look beautiful? And here's the taste test. Cheers. It's very plain. It's okay, but it's just kind of plain.